Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here's another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. She said, what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Torta with some bad habits. Bye-up, bye-up, bye-up. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Now trip out on this, right? In a Menudo style in direct fashion. Before we get into it, please hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so the way you're abreast of all the dope content I'm kicking and I'm bringing this week. And happy Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, man. No. I never understood in the movies why the white girl didn't just fucking run fast. Jason just walked, eh? The mobilization was real, you know? Jason was just mobbing. Meanwhile, the white girl, let's run to the chainsaws, right? Fucking run, eh? The vato's got a machete and a hockey mask, and he ain't Wayne Gretzky. In a Menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into it. As you can tell by that thumbnail, did I get laid down? Several times, right? But this particular time, you know, I kind of deserved it. It's karma, man. You know, I believe karma truly is a real thing. Guard, is karma real? It is for you, puto. You know, I deserved it. You know, I believe truly that, you know, when you do a lot of bad things to bad people and you're out there wiggling, you know, eventually it's going to come back to you. Eventually, everything you reaped, you're going to sow. Eventually, that bed that you made, you're going to lie in it, right? And depending upon how they feel that day, you might be able to wake up and you just might not. But in this particular story, man, I definitely woke up, but didn't wake up the same. I got laid down. Now, you know, for a while there when I got out of prison, just like anyone else, man, I didn't know which way to go. You know, I had gotten out and I wanted to get my mind right so I could shine right. You know, I wanted to definitely get my shit together, but I didn't want to take the initiative to go out and look for jobs and to really strive and struggle. You know, this wasn't that particular time. I kind of wanted to get money any way I could get money, and that was the easy way, the fast way. You know, I had no delayed gratification skills, gente. I was not trying to go out there and work at Mickey D's and serve Big Macs all day. That wasn't my intention. I wasn't going to do it. I had a few homeboys that had a few homeboys, right? So I felt that if for no other reason, I should make a few phone calls and get back in line. You know, when I got out of YA at 18 years old or 17, just about to be 18, you know, I turned 18 a couple weeks later, a week later. I definitely got in the dope game, right? Got right into the process of what was happening out there. Crack game, crack era, right? It was really popping, at least in my city. And I got in, you know, one of the homeboys, you know, fronted me a little something, and I was able to bubble back. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you know, don't do what I say or say what I do, to each their own. You know, not everyone's cut out for that. I definitely wasn't cut out for it. I thought I was, though. I thought I was going to be like the homeboy with the fat gold chain, cruising the fucking nice whip. But really, I was just on the block on a beach cruiser, man, spitting fucking rocks out my mouth. That's just how it was. But anyways, I got put on. And I started to adapt to what everyone else was doing. You know, everybody was trying to make their mark come up. So I thought I knew better. You know, I thought because I get a little ounce off here and there that I was that one. But truly, really in real life, man, I was never going to be that guy, man. I was going to have homeboys that were that guy. I was going to be that one guy on the cusp of trying to be that guy. So, you know, I started doing my thing and eventually I got into a relationship and I got out the game, man. I started cupcaking, doing my little twinkleization, and I was gone. I was out the mix, man. So I didn't really know what was going on as far as the D-boy game because I got out the mix. But eventually, man, I get out of prison, like I'm saying, and I have to get back in. And I have to get back in because I need that first jug. I need that first bubble. I need that first come up, man, to at least help me establish and pay a little rent. That's what I fucking needed, eh? Right? So I get at somebody, man. I'm like, hey, man, can I get a little front? You always know, man, when you're asking for the front, you're doing dirt bad. The roaches are at your doorstep, right? Or they're in the house kicking you out on the doorstep. So yeah, my roach game was pretty immaculate at this point, man. I was living in the ghetto in the hood on 13th Street in Merced, 13th and K Street. It was ugly. But I needed to bubble up. So I get at the homies like, hey man, plug me in. All right, I get plugged in and I start to bubble. You start to blow, right? I knew a few people who knew a few people, so I was able to wiggle, establish who I needed to establish and do my thing kind of quietly. See, I wasn't trying to be flamboyant with it. My whole intention was to get money to get up out the game. I was on my Jay-Z shit, right? My whole intention wasn't to go out there and be the big baller that everybody's talking about and gain acknowledgement by that, because any homeboy that I seen doing that up until that point got popped, man. You don't see very many old drug dealers. You don't see many motherfuckers that have been doing it for years not get told on or not find themselves fucking locked up, not find themselves robbed, killed dead in the alley, man. It happens all the times. That's part of life, you know? So I knew what the good things were and what the bad things were. And in this point, the good things outweighed the bad just a little bit, right? So I was going to do what I had to do. So I was having it my way, man. I got me a little carro, you know, established me a little apartment, had my little BI from TI over there on the side. I thought I was living, you know, I was living my best life. But one of the good homeboys pulled me to the side and he told me, hey, you're starting to be a little flamboyant with it. You're starting to do a little too much, Holmes. People, Sasuke, you don't have a job, Esse. Kick back, Holmes. You know what I mean? Don't spend what you don't got, friend, right? And I said, but I do got it, eh? Because Sasuke, I'm out there balling, eh? He said, yeah, well, everyone else notices too. And one thing I didn't notice that everyone else was noticing was that I was doing a little too much, right? I thought I was flying under the radar. I thought I was smooth, but nah, the homies, they tried to give me the game, homies. I just didn't run with it again, man. I didn't listen to people that were older than me. I didn't listen to good advice. I didn't listen to that knowledge that you couldn't get in college. I thought I knew better, so I tried to do better. So this particular day, man, I had noticed when I woke up in the morning, something was funny, right? And I lived in the Beechwood area. It's a small little area outside of Merced. And I had grown up there my whole life. So I pretty much knew everybody there, but they had built all these new houses and people were starting to move in. So there was a lot of people from the west, a lot of people from the north side moving in, a lot of people from Atwater, Winton, the surrounding areas, Levas. And when all these people are moving together, man, there's going to be conflict. There's going to be, you know, a lot of he said, she said, a lot of who the fuck is that guy, right? Says, oh, damn, he's got clean ass rims. I need those, eh? You know what I mean? What you got on my cheeseburger? Motherfucker, I need cheese, right? So I was going to do what I had to do. But I was one of them low-key guys, just trying to stay low-key. Although I knew a lot of people, man, and people knew where I lived, I didn't want them to. You know, one thing I was taught a long time ago is don't shit in your own household, Holmes. Don't fucking shit where you lay your head, Holmes. Don't bring homeboys to your pad because they're going to bone your old lady. Don't fucking, you know, tell everyone what you got and show everyone what you got. You know, when you're showing them trinkets and things like this, man, they're going to want that. They're going to need that, Holmes. And if you're not giving, then they're willing to take. You know, it's going to be National Bow Down Day. You're going to bow down to the West Side Connection. That's just how it is. So I would see people look in my direction, but it was normal. You know, it was normal. Everybody was kind of mean mugging, you know, because nobody knew exactly who everybody was. So I remember that morning, man, a homeboy came, slid through my pad. I thought he was my homeboy, right? And he was like, are you holding? Let me hold something, right? And I was like, I got you, bro. Don't trip. Come back. You know what I mean? I'm going to get a little pelota. I got you. So he did. He swung by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I remember he had two dudes with him. And the first thing I told him when I opened the doors, hey, homie, your homeboys can't come in. And I was like, why are you bringing people to my pad? He was like, no, they're good. They're my boys. Don't trip, bro. I'm an extension of you, eh? If they're with me, they're with you. And I said, nah, I ain't with those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? One of them, he looks like, oof, oof. You know what I mean? He looks like he's ready to come in this motherfucker and spear me. The other Vato, man, his eyes are so beady. I don't even know if he has pupils right now. I said it's either the crank or the fucking eye. He just don't got none. He looks like the exorcism of Emily Rose. I said, I don't need that, right? In my life. So bam, the homeboy comes in, plug him in. Yeah, go ahead and get me home. So he's like, I'll be back this evening. So I'm not shit. We're the bubble, the twist. You already know what it is. Okay, man, feed me that drama, homie. Just give me the money that you owe me from last time. And can I get a little bit more this time? And I should have been knowing, man. You know, if you're hooking someone up that already owes you, you're a stupid ass. Straight up. You know what I mean? But you're trying to help them out. You know, I understand about situations when motherfuckers are in bad situations. What you want to do is help them out. They're the homie, you know, if you got it like that. And at that time, I had a little bit like that. Not much. I never was no big baller. Let's correct that right from the gate. But I was doing my thing in a zipper fashion. So anyways, for those that understand that. So bam, the homeboy leaves. And I felt sketchy about these two individuals, man. You know, one of them kept looking back over his shoulder, you know, and the other one, I should have peeped game when he was looking at the screens on my windows. You know what I mean? I should have said, hey, what you looking for? I said, the roaches are in here, not out there. You know, don't worry. They're not going to bite you. But I wasn't. You know, I thought, you know, I was invincible. I thought because it's my city, my town, the neighborhood I grew up pretty much in, I knew everyone. No one was going to touch me. No one was going to take a chance. What I didn't know was these two individuals were from Stockton, right? What I didn't know was one of these individuals was the homeboy that owed me bread, that I just broke bread like Jesus said, was his primo, and the other one was his homeboy. Well, I'm going to tell you two twists. Prior to that, years before that, man, I had pulled a cold move in the game. Now, I know a lot of people are going to hate on me and say, you're a cold motherfucker for this one. But this is just what it is, man. And this is real. And this is how karma comes back to bite you in the nalgas. And I got laid down. Seriously. I got scars on my head to prove it. Now, there was a homie from the hood, man. I guess you could call him a homie, man. We kind of looked at him like as a poop butt. You know, someone who was from the neighborhood because he grew up there by proxy, but he really didn't like associate with Norteño business. He really wasn't putting in work like that. He wasn't going in and out of prison, man. He was pretty smart, to be fucking totally honest with you. But anyways, this Vato had it going on, Humps. You know, he had it going on for several years, and he was well known in the area, well known in the city to have it going on. Having it going on so much that he eventually had to go to Mexico to get the fuck up out the light, right? But he had it going on. Well, at this particular time, man, I was going rock for rock. I was out there just trying to get it, and he was one of my connects, right? He was one of the people I went to when I didn't have nothing or I needed something. And for the most part, he plugged me in, but 9 times out of 10, man, he made it a hassle, homie. You know, he wanted to talk to you and warn you and give you all the, fuck you, fat boy, just break bread, Humps. Just give me mines. Turn water into wines, you know what I mean? Fill this basket with fish. I said, you know what I mean? This ain't fucking the end of the world. I need that. So after his little conversations and all his little bullshit, he would break bread. But one time there was drought season. Any of you that's out there really been on the block knows what drought season is. No one got nothing. No one's holding, man. It's hard, right? And that's because one of the homeboys had got robbed, and he wasn't doing nothing. He cut everyone off. So the situation was ugly. So I went to the homeboy. He was the last of the Mohicans too. The last one, you know what I mean? Olac, almost, right? That I wouldn't go to. So I go up to the homeboy. Hey, what's up, bro? I'm going to need this, that. So he fronted me a little something, but at the same time, everything that he fronted me, man, was ugly. And now he expected his money back. I'm going to give you your bread back. Don't trip, right? That's my word as a man. So, of course, that evening, you know, I took that and did this and did that, right? And then my boy's calling me like, hey, bro, that shit you gave me bubbled back ugly. Homie, it just fizzled out. Fizzle pop. Homie, it looked like a fucking Pepsi can when you exploded on the homeboy soldier boy's head. It just went, and I was like, for reals? Oh, hell no. So I went to the homeboy. I was like, hey, bro, I'm going to need that bread back, something. You got me over here looking fucking ugly in these streets. And he was like, nah, bro, it's just a bad. I'll get you on the next one. So I was feeling some type of way. Okay? And it's all going to correlate with the story of me getting laid down to sleep, right? So I was feeling some type of way, and I was like, okay, well, fuck you then, ese. So, you know, I was chilling at my primo's pad. He's a Southsider, straight up. You know, I started telling him, and this Vato looks for any reason to rob a Norteño. He was like, let's get that Vato. And again, Holmes, I'm not going to sit here and say he was a homeboy, a Norteño like that. He wasn't. He just was from the neighborhood. We had Vatos like that. From the neighborhood, but not really from the Norteño cause, you know? But I was feeling some type of way, and I was telling him about it. He's like, fuck it, let's lay that motherfucker down, eh? Let's get all this shit. I said, well, fuck it then, let's do it, right? So me, him, and several others decided that for no other reason, we were going to meet up with this guy and do our thing. Quietly as it's kept, it happened, right? No one got injured, you know, a couple teeth gone, but the Vato broke bread, you know? I'm going to go ahead and need that, Holmes. And that was a lesson to be learned. I didn't do it because, you know, I felt some type of way or anything. I felt like he was burning people and he was doing misdeeds to people. And so I did that. But in the process of doing that, what I didn't recognize is there was someone else in that car, homie. And the one that was in that car was the homeboy that came to my pad's primo, which happened to be his primo. And I didn't know they were plotting on your boy, right? Took years in the making. That's one thing I say about people. Motherfuckers might not get you right now. Motherfuckers might not get you later, but they're going to get you later, okay? And you're going to feel the repercussions for them actions straight up. Karma's a ugly and a beautiful thing at the same time, depending upon what side you're on. Guard, what side are you on? You don't know, puto. I do. So that was it. So the Vatos come to my pad. Bam, they jam. Vatos looking at my screen. And it's years later. You know, I forgot kind of all about that mix in that situation. The Vato got at me. Man, how could you do me like that, man? Fuck you, bitch. Right? Boom, boom, boom. That's it. We had words, conversation. Everyone in the hood knew. Damn, gun laid that motherfucker down. He wasn't playing, right? Fuck him. Straight up, homie. That's what it is, man. If you're out there burning people, man, you're going to get what you got. Now, years later, I think I'm the man, huh? Not on his level quite, but enough to get my Fruity Pebbles on. You know, I'm eating bowls of Fruity Pebbles. So I'm chilling, and the homie comes, you know, later on that evening, and he has my bread. No problems. Everything looks smooth, right? Bam. Here's another pelota. I'm proud of you, SC. You even paid me the money you owed me from last Tuesday. Fuck, eh? You know what I mean? It's like getting a welfare check twice this month. So, bam, the homie plugs me in. Again, he has one of these Vatos with him, which was the primo of the primo of the primo, right? And I kind of see him just like mean mugging. So I hit him up. That's the type of individual I am, man. If you feel some type of way, if the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up and you need to get a lineup, you hit him up, right? Like a Tupac song. So I'm like, hey, bro, do I know you, homie? You look fucking familiar. I mean, who are you, bro? He's like, nah, I'm from Stockton, homie. I ain't from here. You know what I mean? This is Norte. I was like, okay, well, this is Norte too. I'm just wondering, exactly why you come to my pad and inspecting my pad. My lady walked by, you looked at her ass like, oh, hell no. Right? Come on now. And he's like, nah, it ain't like that, bro. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm along for the ride. That's it. You know what I mean? So are you. I was like, so St. Volta calls me about 10 o'clock that night, man. He's like, hey, bro, can I come get one more? I got you. I'm like, damn, you're working today, huh? So I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? You're out there putting in work. He was about to, right? I'm like, yeah, swing through, bro. It's good. He said, me and a couple of homies, the ones I was with earlier, we're going to come through. They're going to wait in the car. I'm going to come. I said, yeah, good. It's all good, bro. Because by this time, I wasn't tripping. They had come to the pad a couple times, man. And I felt like I knew them. Well, I was about to know them. Okay? Like nothing. Come in. That's where I made my most fatal mistake, man. When I was so comfortable enough to say, come in. This was back in the come in days. Now it's security screen doors, Alexa cameras, and fucking AKs. There is no more just come in. But back then it was, hey, come in, homie. They came in all right. Oh! You know what I mean? Felt the whole back of my cranium fucking crack. And I'm on the ground getting laid down for everything I have, man. Jewels, gone. Car keys, need that. Socks off your feet, are those Gucci? We're gonna need those. No, they're Felucci. Anyways, I need those. Everything that I had, man. TVs, VCRs. I had the old school VCR. Remember when you put the tape in and you watch fucking, what was that, Terminator, the first one? All that, right? I'm gonna need everything. Hey, does this microwave work? I'm bleeding. Fuck you, right? Bam, I'm gonna need that microwave as well. Everything that I had. And I remember thinking to myself, I got you, puto. I got you. Not to them, because what can I do? I was leaking, man. There was sangre in my eyes. My lady was back there. Shut your fat ass up, right? She was back there fucking crying. It was just a bad situation. Thank God there was no children there at that particular time. It's an ugly situation to do it when you're on the other end of the gun, right? When it's happening to you. And I flashed back to when I was a kid and my mother telling me stories about, my dad getting robbed, man, home invasion style, and things happening to them and guns getting put to my head when I was a little baby. And I said, man, after everything I've done in life, it's caught back up to me. And here I am again, with the pistol to my head. And I remember being upset, man, and thinking to myself, fuck, eh? You know what I mean? There's nothing I could do. And don't act like you're Billy Badass Holmes and, I would have did this, I would have did. There's nothing I could do. I was hogtied and sitting there mad at the world, right? And that's it. And I didn't have a microwave as this. So after that, I couldn't even fucking get a hot pocket going. It was bad. So anyways, bam, Volta's handling their business. I'm telling the homeboy, why, homie? I looked out for you. He's like, fuck you, right? He wasn't giving me an explanation. And I was like, cool. All right, that's fine. You don't got to give me no explanation. You could explain it later in that fashion, right? And they jammed. Boom. As quick as they came, it probably happened 1 or 2 minutes. It seemed like hours, but it was fast, man. Of course, bam, I'm hogtied on the ground. You know what I mean? Eventually, man, I was able to crawl out. One of the homeboys, the neighbors across the street, he was a little rapper. He seen me, came running across the street. What happened, eh? And he's looking around too, like what he can come up on. I'm like, fucking just untie me, bitch, right? So I get untied and that's it. I make a few phone calls, man, let a few homeboys know. It was an APB, an all-point bulletin on this sucker fish that came and got me and these 2 riffraff that were with them out of Stockton. Now, quietly as this kept, man, I'm not going to sit here and go into the second part of the story and tell you what ended up happening because it's not to be spoken on. But let's just say fucking, karma is a bitch, right? Karma catches up to everyone and it's an ugly situation. But I did get laid down, man. And it makes me think about the here and now. I got my little things and things that I've accumulated over time through hard work, not through drug dealing and not through, being out there in the streets, fucking robbing people or hurting people. But things I've established and I've accomplished, man, through hard work and integrity, man, and promises to myself to maintain, right? Has my karma truly caught up to me, man? Have I been punished enough for everything I've done in my past? Probably not, to be totally honest with you. It's something I look towards every day, but the way that the world is right now, I hear horns in the fucking air and I see bombs over Baghdad. All I can say is, I think karma's reached all of us. It's just an ugly world, an ugly situation. But yeah, I did get laid down, man. The twist happened, and that's hood shit. That's Vaudreuil shit. No one was reported. There was no cops involved, nothing like that. You just kind of take that and roll with them punches. Eventually, I found out later on, man, that was the cousin of the cousin, man, and that was the reason it was the retaliation for something of that nature. And I deserved it, man. I got to chalk that one up to the game. There's nothing I can say about that or do about that. Or was there? One never knows, does one. All I know that eventually over time, man, it happened. That is one of the reasons why I got out of the game, man. That's probably the reason. Ever since then, I haven't sold a grunion, right? I haven't been involved because it's a scary situation, man. When you're out there, you know what you're signed up for. You know what you're doing, man. There's been plenty of times where people try to burn me. I remember one time I was telling my lady the other day a story, right? Well, I got burnt. One of the homegirls burnt me, and her primo was the homie. And I don't know why she thought she can get me. She was on a good one, on a mission. But anyway, she got me for a little pelota. And next day, man, right at her fucking mom's pad, right, where she lived, and she's in there with her kids. And I walk right in, and the homie's like, hey, man, I need the homie's money. And she's like, I don't give a fuck, woo-woo. And meanwhile, I was in there taking the fucking TV right off the fucking wall. Like, the little kid's like, I was watching SpongeBob. I don't give a fuck about SpongeBob or Crabsworth or what his name, Krabby Patty. I'm out, right? Karma catches up to you. With that being said, gente, just a funny story to tell in the morning. Happy Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th, man. Take care, be easy. You know what it is, man. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate everyone. I got something more coming for you on the other channel, man. Make sure that you peep it out. And have a great weekend, Stay aware tonight, man. Tonight's that night, right? It gets all spooky and shit. You know what it is. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle, to strive, to struggle. And think about what you do before you're doing it, man, because shit will catch up to you eventually. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's bringing you the best possible content I can right here on YouTube. The game was ugly in the town, right? The town was ugly. Bang, bang. The gun.